What is going on, everyone? Welcome to today's video. If you're new here, my name is Ben Richardson. I'm a personal trainer. I'm also a chemical engineer. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about the intermittent fasting calorie deficit weight loss formula. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in learning more about mastering your nutrition, losing weight, keeping it off for the rest of your life, because that's what my channel is all about, and I do post every week, so go ahead and subscribe. Now, the information in this video is so powerful, I could straight up sell this information if I wanted to. And if you stick around with me until the very end and you listen to everything that I tell you in this video, and you implement these strategies, you will lose weight, because you are no exception to any of these rules. If you listen to everything that I tell you in this video and you do exactly what I tell you, you will lose weight. You could easily lose up to 20 pounds in 1 month, in fact. That's how powerful this stuff is. Let's dive in. So intermittent fasting. How do you do intermittent fasting? The easiest way to do intermittent fasting is to just skip breakfast. Don't follow some 16-8 or 18-6, whatever. Don't count your fasting window. Who cares? Don't keep track of your eating window. Who cares? Just skip breakfast. That's the easiest way to do it. Wake up in the morning, fast for 4 to 6 hours or something like that, fast through the morning, and then break your fast at lunchtime. That's the easiest way to do it. If you find yourself getting hungry during this period, sip on some black coffee. And if you don't like black coffee, you can drink sparkling water, even some diet soda or something. 0-calorie energy drinks. All of those are fair game because they have 0 calories in them. I'm not a big fan of flat water. Flat water just tastes gross, but technically it has 0 calories, so go nuts on the flat water if you want. The cool thing about black coffee is that it will, first off, blunt your hunger if you find yourself getting hungry, and also because you're fasted and there's nothing in your stomach, that caffeine in coffee is going to hit you a lot harder. In fact, at work, I take care of my most daunting tasks in the morning while I'm fasted, sipping on my black coffee, and I'm sort of enjoying that caffeine high, if you will, because I really get amped up from that because there's nothing in my stomach, so that caffeine is hitting me hard. So there's sort of this cognitive benefit that comes to doing this. So anyway, once you break your fast around lunchtime, just eat a light lunch or something like that, and then have dinner like you normally do. You can throw in a snack somewhere in there or whatever, but the idea is with intermittent fasting, you don't need to keep track of your fasting and your eating window. That's not where all of your results come from. All of your results are going to come from your calorie deficit. So let me go ahead and dive into that real quick. So your calorie deficit, there's sort of this sweet spot that you want to stay in with your calorie deficit. You want a calorie deficit that's aggressive enough that you can make fast results, because if you make fast results, that's going to keep you motivated to keep going. When you're making fast progress, you're going to see that what you're doing is working and you're going to keep doing it. So we want a calorie deficit that's aggressive so that you can make quick progress, but you also need to eat enough food that you're not just going to go insane. You need sort of this baseline of calories to support your basic bodily functioning, and if you go too low, you're eventually just going to have to rely on sheer willpower to adhere to your calorie deficit, and we don't want that. We still want to give our body enough energy to function well, so it's important that we don't cut too hard. I consider anywhere between 1,700 to 2,100 calories per day to be an aggressive calorie deficit for most people. It kind of depends on how much weight you have to lose. I would never recommend going lower than 1,700 calories though. That's sort of, I'd say, the minimal amount that you want to go, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose. So start there, start between 1,700 and 2,100 calories. That is a good calorie deficit for most people. So kind of what your day is going to look like is you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to fast for a few hours, sip on whatever 0-calorie drinks that you want to sip on, and then you'll have, say, maybe like a 500 to 800 calorie lunch. and then you'll wait later on. Maybe you'll have a piece of fruit or something as a snack or something like that. And then later in the evening when you eat your dinner, you'll probably have a meal that's more like 1,000 to 1,200 calories. And then besides that, outside of that, I mean, you're going to be sleeping, or you're just going to be chilling and letting your food digest or something. So that's kind of what your basic day is going to look like. And again, it doesn't matter that much, the fasting and the eating window. If you eat something after dinner, or even if you have a little snack right before bed, that's not going to hinder your progress. You need to make sure that you stay in your calorie deficit. So get in the habit of tracking your calories. I recommend downloading the MyFitnessPal app. It's free, it's easy to use, and there is seriously so much information on the MyFitnessPal app. I don't even think people realize how powerful of an app that is. Almost any food imaginable that you could possibly think of, you can search for it and get some kind of ballpark idea of how many calories are in a certain food. Whether you're going out to eat, whether you're at a random party and you're just eating this casserole and you have no idea how many calories are in it, whether you're cooking your own food, just the possibilities are endless. No matter what you're eating, you can get some idea of how many calories are in that food. And it's always better to guess and try to track and log your calories than it is to just say, oh, well, I don't know how many calories are in this food, so I'm just not going to track it. I'm just going to eat it anyway. It's always better to at least try and guess than it is to just do nothing. And as you acquire a good understanding of how many calories are in the foods that you like to eat, that's really going to be very powerful information for the rest of your life. That's going to be powerful to both lose weight and keep it off, because you're going to categorize foods by foods that are worth it. You know, maybe they are high in calories, but you love them so much that you're like, this is worth it. I love this food so much. But you're also going to categorize foods and say, oh, this super calorie dense food, like there's so many calories in this food, and yeah, it's good and all, but it's just not worth the calories. That's very powerful information to losing weight and keeping it off, and that's what you want. Another thing that you can and should do with MyFitnessPal is set up your macronutrient split. And I did make a whole video about an optimal macronutrient split for weight loss, so make sure you check that video out once you're done watching this one. But right here, I'm just going to tell you straight up, you want a macro split of 30% protein, 45% carbs, and 25% fat. If you set that up in MyFitnessPal, you'll be good to go. Just stick to that. Follow it. Again, if you're just listening to what I say in this video, if you just do this stuff and you don't think about why or whatever, you will get results. So adding in the macronutrient aspect, you just want to kind of keep that in mind when you're eating foods. You want to make sure you're eating a good balance of fats, carbs, and protein. Really, the key takeaway is you want a balance of all three. The important thing is don't restrict a macronutrient group. Don't go cutting carbs. Don't go lowering your fat or whatever. Don't eat an insane amount of protein or whatever. And the reason the macronutrient split is so important is because the calorie deficit, that is going to take care of the weight loss. You have to eat in a calorie deficit if you want to lose weight. And then the macronutrient split, that is going to keep you feeling good, because your macronutrient split is going to play into hormone regulation, and your hormones are going to dictate how you feel, how hungry you are, your energy levels throughout the day, your mood, your sleeping patterns, your sex drive. All of those areas are going to improve as a result of you sticking to a proper macronutrient split. And that's what you want. You want to lose weight, and you also want to feel good while you're doing it. So that's why the macronutrient split is also important. And then the last thing that you want to do is you want to get 10,000 steps in or more every single day. So this is such a powerful weight loss technique, because walking's the ultimate form of cardio, because anyone can do it. Anyone can walk. And if you don't walk outside, you can go to the gym and walk on the treadmill. You can even incline walk or something like that, but anyone can walk. Another great thing about walking is that it's not going to make you hungrier. It is not going to increase your appetite walking 10,000 steps per day. Running will, doing the elliptical will, jump roping probably will, doing the stationary bike probably will. Any kind of hardcore, rigorous endurance cardio, that is probably going to increase your appetite, but walking will not. And if it does, it's barely going to be noticeable. And that's why walking is the ultimate form of cardio. So get those 10,000 steps in per day every single day. You will be shocked by how quickly the weight melts off once you start doing this every day. Because you're gonna burn anywhere from 200 to 400 extra calories from doing this. Kind of depends on how much you weigh and how much weight you have to lose. But when you do it every single day over the course of weeks and even months, you are really going to accelerate your progress. And I know this doesn't really have so much to do with nutrition, getting more exercise in and just going out and walking. You know, that falls more under the realm of exercise, but I include it because it's just that powerful. Anyone can do it. Anyone can walk. Whether it's outside or you go to the gym and walk on the treadmill, getting up and walking and getting that general movement in, that movement that isn't super intense, that is going to add up. So definitely do this as well. So sort of what your day is going to look like. Again, just to kind of recap on everything to make sure you have everything straight. Wake up in the morning. You'll fast for 4 to 6 hours or something like that. You'll have your lunch. Maybe it's a few hundred calories, maybe it's 500 to 800 calories or something like that. I personally keep my lunch around 700 calories. And then you'll go about your day at work or whatever, your afternoon, whatever it is that you're doing. And then later in the evening, maybe early in the evening, I don't know, whatever your dinner schedule is like, eat your dinner, eat a big meal. Eat anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200 calories, depending on how many you have left for the day. And if you really find yourself getting hungry, you can throw in a snack somewhere. I recommend eat a piece of fruit or something. You don't need an entire bag of chips or something, just because that's just gonna be a lot of calories and it's not really going to do much for your appetite. So try to stick with like a piece of fruit or something if you need a snack and you need something to munch on, I guess. And as you're eating, just try to be aware that you need a good balance of protein, fats, and carbs. Don't go restricting a macronutrient group. This isn't a super big deal, but try to, 5 or 6 days out of the week, nail your macronutrients, get a good balance of all 3 of them, and you can set that macronutrient balance up all in MyFitnessPal. So yeah, definitely download the MyFitnessPal app and track your calories and your macros. Super powerful app to use to lose weight. And get those 10,000 steps in. Don't skip out on that because that can really accelerate your progress. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you want to go for fast results. You want fast but sustainable results. If you can do those 2 things, you're going to lose weight no problem. Because after a few weeks, you'll see that you're losing weight. You might even see visual changes. And once you see that, you're going to keep going because you know that what you're doing is working. When other people notice that you're losing weight and they start making comments to you, that's going to motivate you to keep going. And like I said, if you follow everything in this video, if you do exactly what I just told you in this video, you will lose weight. And if you don't, you're doing it wrong. You are not an exception to the laws of thermodynamics because that's all calories are. Calories are units of energy. So thermodynamics applies to me just like it does you, just like it does anyone else. But that's actually good news because if it works for anyone else, it'll work for you too. So follow this intermittent fasting calorie deficit weight loss formula and you will be losing weight quickly. You seriously could lose up to 20 pounds in 1 month. It is not unheard of. That is very fast progress, and not all of that is going to be fat. I'm sure plenty of it will be other things, water weight, or maybe even just general digestion and stuff, but that's okay. That weight is going to fall off. And it very well could be up to 20 pounds in 1 month if you follow everything in this video. Anyway, if you like this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And again, if you're new here, I want you to subscribe to my channel because it's going to teach you how to live a healthy, sustainable life through nutrition. It's going to help you master your nutrition for the rest of your life so that you can lose weight and keep it off. And I do post every week, so go ahead and subscribe and turn the notification bells on too so that you don't miss out on my latest content. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for sticking around. I know this one was a little bit longer, but I really do hope you got a lot out of it. Again, I could sell this video for money if I wanted to. That's how powerful this content is. So I hope you didn't just watch this video and think of it as just another strategy that I can use to lose weight. Do everything that I just told you to do in this video. Just try it for 2 weeks. Try it for 2 weeks and you will be blown away by your progress. Again, if you made it to the end, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.